All right, y'all, back again. I know it's been a couple days. Um, Basically, I want to discuss or talk about something that should be pretty obvious, but I just want to make sure I put my fingerprints on this before training camps and stuff start here this week. Yes, all that stuff starts December 1st. Today is the 29th. I believe they have to report by tomorrow, which is the 30th. Let me check real quick on my little calendar thing here. Yeah, so tomorrow they're supposed to be there to report. They start on Tuesday, which is crazy. All right, so the Pelicans, if you guys aren't aware, and if you're new to my channel, I've made several videos about this. I've said you'd be able to tell what the Pelicans are going to do based on what the roster and the moves they make this offseason look like. They fired Gentry. They wiped out the bench of all the pieces that of no value: Jaleel, Frank Jackson, Williams, Kenrich Williams, Etwan Moore. None of those guys are back. Hallelujah. Praise God. We made it. We're in that thing. They hired Stan Van Gundy because he's good at developing players and he's defensive minded. And the ceiling of this team is going to lie more on the defense because their offense is already going to be elite. But it's their defense that's going to determine if they're championship level. Um, so that was one of the major things they traded Drew for draft assets, got Steven Adams, um, and basically this year the whole thing is going to be putting the ball in the core's hands. My definition of the core is the Lakers trio and Zion. Yes, that includes Hart. No, may take a leap into that category, and I hope he does. He may become a part of the core, along with Hayes. Hayes is probably still a year or two away before we can truly add him and say, okay, he is a part of the core going forward. Which is why they got Adams. And it's also why they did that deal too, to lower his contract value, but also have plenty of value to trade him later on going forward when they get Hayes ready. All right, so here's the thing, and I also told you guys on my other videos, you can't just look at what the Pels do. You have to look at the market around you. Every team got better, but there's a couple teams that either didn't or chose to rebuild. OKC is one of them. Um, Memphis got. I don't even think they really moved the needle. I think they stayed put. Personally, we'll see what happens. But pretty much every other team got better. Even Houston, even though we don't know if they're going to have their stars, but it looks like they are. So it's just going to be Houston with DeMarcus Cousins. Um, Golden State got a lot better. A lot better. They will be a playoff team. Phoenix leapfrogged us. They're definitely better. Basically, every team, with the exception of OKC um, and Memphis, have leapfrogged us or have gotten better. And Golden State is up there, and Portland got decidedly better. So you're looking at the first nine teams are pretty much the ones I mentioned, minus Memphis, and then the Pels and Minnesota and a couple other teams are fighting right there at number 10 on down. Um, so when you look at it, you got to say, okay, there's no way we're beating these other teams outright, not with this roster. So they're gonna have to develop. Okay. Um, their goal for this season is to see what they have in Lonzo and figure out the money situation with him. Because if Lonzo performs, and what I mean by performs is he's 18, 19 a game, 19 assists, you know, 45% shooting, maybe better, 44%. They take 44% at this point. Um, 38, 39, 40% three-point shooting, 70% free throws. If Lonzo takes that leap, they're going to have to pay him. They're going to have to pay him. And they're going to have to figure out how to pay him. Because the fucked up part about this is where the contracts between him and Zion and B.I. become too much. And then they got to pay Josh Hart. So it's about figuring out a number that suits them. If they can't pay him, then Lonzo's going to have to walk. But you have to question, is Lonzo's increase in production, you know, worth it to the team? And this is what this year is going to be about. For them, they hope Lonzo is around 15, 8, and 8, um, or 14, 7 and 8 or 8 and 8, something like that, so they can say, look, um, you're not a max player. And they can be like, okay, we can justify letting him go. But on the flip side, with that, he could still probably say, okay, I want a max. And there might be a team out there that says, okay, Lonzo took a huge leap forward with 14, 8, and 8. We're willing to pay him big money to get him to come here. And so they would end up losing him. That's pretty much where we're at. Or he could stay stagnant and not show any improvement. I doubt, because he's had an off season. If Lonzo does not show improvement after having an off season, even if it's not a long one, he had an off season to work on his game. If he does not show improvement offensively, fuck Lonzo. You suck. I'm sorry to say it. You've been in the league long enough, and I'm a Lonzo fan, y'all know this, but at this point, bro, it's no excuse. We can't defend you anymore. You had the offseason, you had all this time working, you showed us these videos, yada, yada, yada. You got to show up now, bro. I'm sorry. 10 points a game, 39% shooting, 50% free throw shooting. That's not good. Missing layups like that, bro, that you can't do that anymore. We had every reason to believe in you up until this point because of the injuries, and we understand that. Same with players like Markelle Fultz. I understand the injuries and how that shit affects you and the psychology of it. I get it. But now, it's no excuses, bro. You either gonna put up or shut up. So that's where the Pelicans are. Matter of fact, that's where the whole league is on Lonzo. And that's why they're saying the verdict is still out, because they're not sure yet. And because you see the glimpses, you see like, oh wow, that's the player we thought, and then you see the other stuff, it's like, so I get it, 5 points a game, not 5 points a game, but 5 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds is not good enough. Like, 2 of 11. No, that's not what you're looking for. That's not max player production, let alone, that's not even starting player production. That's bench production. He can't have games like that. So, anyway, the hopes of this season. Well, okay, let me just go over the team. So, like I said, for those of you who don't know, the core is Lakers trio and Zion. They're gonna get the bulk of the minutes. Maybe not Josh Hart so much. They might look to give Bledsoe minutes and all minutes. I don't think Kira's going to play as much sometimes, maybe unless it's injury or for need. But I don't think Josh Hart is going to get the 26 to 32 minutes I think he deserves and has earned. Especially even with JJ on the team, he's definitely not going to get those kind of minutes unless he becomes like another point guard-ish player. Zion has lost a tremendous amount of weight, and B.I. has gained some weight. I saw some pictures. B.I. looks like he could box right now. That nigga got some muscle on him. So that's going to be great. I like to see the size. That means B.I. can power through players. He can post up better. It's going to be good. I love it as long as it doesn't slow him down. But, him getting contact last year, there was some things he couldn't finish through. The extra muscle will help with that, which would uptick his scoring, I would think, and help him be more durable. I still need to see improvements in shooting. I still need to see improvements in defense and decision making. I know everybody wants his ceiling to be like peak passer, good defender. No. For him, man, go out there, give me 26, 27 a game. Play above average defense, be an above average passer. If you can get 5 assists a game, 5 rebounds, and give me 27 points, and you can at least guard every man in the league at an average to above average, maybe even good level, he has capped out and he has done all that I needed him to do. That's all I need to be. I need B.I. to be able to be played in the power forward spot too. With extra muscle from those pictures I saw, if that's true, then I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't need any more from B.I. He's done his job. Zion losing weight was a tremendous thing. It is imperative. It was important. The question is, can he maintain that, and how is it going to affect his health? But on the court, my thing is, can he defensively show it? I don't see Zion got a pass on offense for me this year because he came in making 20 something a game. Even if he makes 22 a game this year, he has no market improvement on offense yet. If his defense jumps, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the defense to be there. If the defense is there, if I see Stan getting in the lab with him and this man can now guard his position, we are in business. The ceiling of this team has jumped just off of that alone. I know that the jump shot and stuff will come. The other moves, the mid-range post, that stuff will come. But the defense is what is going to determine Zion's value. Zion would give up just as many points on defense, if not more, as he was giving you on offense. If that no longer becomes the case, his points become even more valuable. You can feed him more, and you will get way more value out of him from that position. I know people are worried about the passing and the shooting. Look, with enough shooters on the team, you could literally have a lineup with JJ, Lonzo, Bi, Zion, and Melly. He's not going to have to worry about spacing. There'll be somebody on each corner of the floor that can knock down a shot. The spacing would be fine with that. Yeah, you wouldn't be running Steven Adams. I get it, but if Zion can step out to knock down a three, then it doesn't matter who the center is. He can play with anybody in the league. But we got to develop these guys slowly. Defense is the most important thing. The jumper can take some time. I'm okay with the jumper, getting there over time. Okay? That's just me. We'll work on the jumper, the mid-range stuff. Just give me the defense. If he can play the defense at the high level, we've won this year. That's as far as development, we've won this year, playoffs or not. Okay? For Zion. Josh Hart, I want to see him become a better passer and decision maker, but I want him to stop making these tic-tac stupid ass fouls. I want his jump shot to develop. He takes too long. He has to hitch. He has to set the ball, rotate it sometimes, look at it, and then shoot. That takes too much time. It's affecting his ability as a three-point shooter or 3D player. I need to see market improvement from that. Again, I need to see more of a facilitator in him or playmaker. If he does that, kudos to Josh Hart. He's still my guy. I fuck with Josh Hart. Go get those rebounds, man. Go out there, defend, play hard. Be that guy, that pillar support to help. The big three. Lonzo Ball. I kind of already slightly ranted on him, but at this point, I'm looking to see where it is on offense for Lonzo. Everything else is there. I expect the 3-point shooting to go up 39 to 40% this year. If he got 41 to 42%, I wouldn't be surprised. If he got 43% this year, I would be shocked. Yet I'd be like, that's my nigga. The main thing I'm looking for Lonzo is I'm looking for mid-range and layup and finishing. I'm looking for different modes of attack. I want to see him attacking off the ball more. I want him to be a versatile threat and more. Basically, I want him to draw attention to himself with the ball, okay? If Lonzo is sitting here and he cannot draw attention because of being an offensive threat, then he's of no use to the team. So when he comes up there, cross spin move, mid-range pull-up jumper, bam. Even if he's not killing in the pick and roll necessarily, if you can give him the ball in one-on-one situations and he can make a play, the rest will come in the pick and roll, because as he gets confidence, he'll be able to attack more. If he's missing wide open lays, no go. I need to see the entire repertoire on offense. I need to see the mid ranges because that's where he's going to get his money from, and I need to see the finishing at the basket. Now, as far as the pick and roll is concerned, Lonzo, like I've told people before, I feel like Lonzo was trying to handicap himself to some degree and not get fouled. I don't think it's as much with going to the line. I think that's a part of it, but I think health. Every time he got hurt, it was from attacking on offense, being aggressive. I think he wanted to just show he could be healthy so he can make it to the offseason to get better to get his paycheck. I expect to see him attack more on pick and rolls and offense, And I expect with Steven Adams him to get a lot of separation and for him to beat his man off the dribble or to the basket. He was working a lot on balance and working on his core and his leg strength. He, like I said in my other video, had pretty weak leg strength and he has been hurt, so he hadn't had a chance to work on it, so that's nice. I want to see what that looks like. I have my predictions. Again, like I've told you guys before in previous videos, I think He's going to start off slow and ratchet it up because he has to get confidence in it and build up. So if he starts off, he's like 12, 13 points a game in the first part of the season, he's shown an increase. Great. And within 2 months into the season, though, I need to see 15, 17 points a game. And if he's finishing out strong, like 18, 19 points a game. Now, that does not mean that when I say he's getting 13 points a game that he's not getting in the 20s, or if I say 15, 17, he's not getting in the 20s. What I'm saying is his overall scoring average needs to be upticking every month. So the first 2 months he needs to, be around 13, 12, 13 points a game. Next 2 months session, he needs to be going up to about 15, 17, blah, 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 progressing like that. If he's doing that, he's doing great. That shows you that the confidence and offense is there and they're trusting him more with the ball. That, hear me out, that means a lot because as he progressively elevates, the teammates around him get better because now B.I. and Zion have even more room to work with. And now the Pelicans offense becomes way more dynamic because now you got to deal with, it's like pick your poison. Do you want to get beat down low by Zion? Do you want to get beat, at all three levels by B.I., or do you want to get destroyed tactically by Lonzo Ball, who can attack you off the dribble himself, or he can pass his teammates open? It's like pick your poison. And now you have to choose who's worth committing resources to, and you got to let the other guys pop off. That's the threat that Lonzo has to commit to the team, along with transition. Now, again, the Stan Van Gundy hire is good because this team, in order to reach their ceiling, has to be very good defensively. They need to be a great team defensively. Why? Because if they're getting stops, that means the opponent does not get to set their defense. If they're not getting to set their defense, what does that mean? They're running. What happens when they're running? You give Lonzo the ball. So what happens when Lonzo gets the ball? Zion and the rest of the guys sprint up floor. They're getting easy shots. The pace of the game is high. It's at an uptick level. It gets the best out of Zion. It gets the best out of Lonzo. Better yet, it elevates your older guys like JJ who want to go hit the corner and shoot the three. It makes the entire team way more potent. Last year, the problem was the other team would get these easy penetrations in the middle, get these shots, they get to set their defense. Lonzo didn't get to get out on the break as much. B.I. didn't get to get out on the break as much. And when Zion was there, he didn't get to get out on the break as much. There were times, though, when they would make shots and Lonzo would give me the ball. He get the ball, he gets up to, the three-point line at the opposing side. Zion! Remember the Minnesota games, right? Or even Houston or Portland, right? So this is important to get the most out of Lonzo, who will then get the most out of everybody else. If you don't play defense at a high level, you can't get the stops and you can't push. You're limiting your pace and you're forcing the game to be played slower at a half-court pace. And you guys have younger players, younger legs. You want to run. You want to run. You don't want teams with LeBron James and Kevin Durant and those guys to get to sit there and play half court. No, you want to force them to move. You want to get those old legs churning and you want to wear them down. This is how they're going to beat a lot of teams, especially since they don't have the overall size. So, yeah, Steven Adams was there, but Steven Adams is not going to beat a lineup with AD, Gasol, and LeBron all right there by himself, even with Zion being 6'6", or Dallas when they have Maxi Kleber and KP and, Bogdanovich, whatever, fuck it, a Vich. He's a motherfucking Vich. But you don't want to, like, even Milwaukee with the Lopez and Giannis, those teams that got size, you're not going to beat them off the paint normally because you just don't have the requisite parts, which is why I was adamant about getting size. They didn't get the size. So, okay, my thing is we're not going to focus on the fact that they don't have it. We know they don't have it. We know the games they're supposed to lose. But the point is, even when you're supposed to lose the games, you need to give yourselves a chance to win. Run these niggas to the dirt. Like, for real, I'm with LeVar on this, man. Get the ball to Lonzo. Hey, y'all hit the flow running. Play hard on defense. Get that ball. Run. Run their ass off the court. Make every team be like, shit, we got to play these niggas. Make them, what you want to be as a Pelican is you want them to look on the thing and be like, we got the Pelicans the next night. bro, we got to end this game in 4 quarters. We need to end this game in 3 so we can rest. Because what you don't want them is playing hard. You want teams to be like, as the game progresses in another game, they're sitting like, damn, we got to play the Pelicans tomorrow. We just played an overtime with this team, and that was hard. We put up 130 points. Now we got to go play them, and they finna run? You want to be that team on the calendar where they sit there like, fuck. That's what you want. And in order to do that, you need to play defense. You need to play as a team. This is why I like the Stan Van Gundy hire. If Stan can teach these guys defense at a high level, and they can go out there and execute at a high level, the ceiling of this team jumps exponentially. Yes, they don't look like a team on paper that could be in the top, but if they play defense at a high level, the Pelicans could sneak into a 7 or 8 seed. I'm just telling you straight up. If Lonzo does his thing, Zion does his thing, and Bi does his thing, and everybody is where we hope and project them to be, with Stan Van Gundy, that team could be a sleeper 7 or 8 dark horse. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care what team you are. Nobody is going to want to see the Pelicans if they're hitting on all cylinders, especially on defense. You're not going to want to deal with Lonzo if he is getting 17, 18 a game, 9, 10 assists, the rebounds, plus the elite defense that we expect, and he's pioneered offense. You do not want to see a bulky Brandon Ingram who can power through you and hit you from anywhere on the court at all 3 levels. It doesn't matter. He's a threat. You don't want healthy, slim Zion who's athletic. He can go out there and get the ball. He's dunking over you. He's powering you. He's manhandling you. They will beat you the fuck up. And a team like that, their threat isn't the short game. Their threat is the long game. If they extend series, it becomes, the momentum shifts with a team like that. I'm telling you what I know. In a 7-game series, if the Pelicans can get 1 or 2 games in the beginning, even if they go down 3-2, palms get sweaty and fatigue sets in because they are not going to stop running. And in a 7-game series, when you're older and your body takes longer to heal, that damage adds up. And here's the thing. It won't even be, that damage may not be felt in that series, but it could be the very next series. So let's just take a look at it and say, okay, they're playing the Lakers, and the Lakers play 7 games, and they beat them in 7 games, okay? Let's just go say they got to play Golden State in the next series. And Golden State is going to run this year. They're going to have to because they have the athletes. Now, you're not getting a break running. That stuff adds up. The potential for injury increases as you're an older player, i.e. LeBron James. You could end up in a situation where the Pels take the Lakers 7 games, lose. LeBron by game 3 gets hurt, and he's out the series versus the Warriors. The entire season flips on that. Or it could be old age and LeBron could get hurt, and the Lakers are not that good this year, or as good as we project, or any other team. There was a lot of injuries that happened last year, so some stuff happened. Golden State got hurt pretty much during the last finals, and Curry got hurt, and their season went up in flames. So you never know. Dame could get hurt. This is why you need to be prepared and you need to be ready. But the Pels need to get out there and they need to run. They need their intent needs to be, yes, we're developing these guys. We're trying to win games too. I don't want these guys like, okay, all right, guys, we're Cleveland. All right, we're the first L stop of the week. This is a night off. We're going to come out there. We're going to play you guys. We're going to try to get our points. We're going to try to make it competitive. But kick our ass. We don't want that. We want motherfuckers to look at us and say, okay, the Pels are a fucking threat. We want people game planning for us. Lonzo, you got to step your game up this year. Zion, you got to step your game up this year on the defensive end. Bi, keep doing what you do, but you got to bring it a little bit on defense, and you got to work on passing the ball and distributing more. That's all I got to say. I know this is a 24-minute video, but I hope you guys listen to it. And I hope to hear you guys' feedback. This is just my opinion. Don't take it hard if I say something that offends you. It is what it is. But y'all have a good day. Peace.